Hi, this is Robin Moses, and I am going to teach you guys how to thin your paint and make things a little bit easier using your brushes and describing brushes a little bit better. A little computer plug-in, a zip drive, so you guys can see exactly how long the bristles are. Now, here is the smallest brush. This brush right here I use for dotting. I only use for dotting. Pretty useless, and maybe for eyelashes on tiny things. I'll cut it way down so it's just one hair, but that's just for really small portraiture work, and I don't do enough of that to really warrant even talking about this brush. So, out of there. This brush is for leaves. Now, this is not my longest brush. I don't use this as much. See, it goes about to here on the zip drive. And now imagine this right here as the butt of the brush, and this right here as the tip, okay? Remember that while I'm teaching you all this. This is the butt and this is the tip. Now, on a brush where you're making leaves, you want a thicker butt area and a tiny little tip area, and that's for all of my brushes. They have to have an area. Now this one has a smaller butt area, okay, and it's slightly larger. This allows me to work faster, and this allows me to work more fluidly. This is my #1 brush. I use this all of the time. Like 99% of the time I can do anything with this brush, okay? This is about right almost as long as the zip drive, okay? Now, when I don't have this brush, or something happens to this brush, or I mess it up, then I will take a bigger brush and I'll cut it down to match this brush. Now, do you see how I've made that into this? Okay, that shows you that this is my favorite brush. Let me zoom down because I want you really to see, okay? These are basically the same brushes. You're going to get the same use and look out of them. I cut this, the pink one, a little bit, and I cut, here, there's the pink one. Let's see, there we go. I cut the pink one down a tiny bit to make it where I love it, and then I cut this one down a lot to make it where I love it. They are both equal. One is synthetic, one is natural hair. They are equal. I do exactly the same thing with this brush as I do with this brush, and I always will. Okay? On them, one says 0, and on the other one, it doesn't say anything. That's why I never say what type of brushes I use, because they all are different. They're all marked differently. They're all different sizes. And so, that's that. This is the next larger one. This is when I'm making big flowers on large nails. So I use this if I have to work in large areas, like the backdrops for the graffiti nails, or the backdrops behind the alien nails, stuff where I need to cover a lot of area. I use this brush. Okay, now for the striping brushes. Here is my striping brush, and I've had this for about 10 years. This is natural hair. It has a big butt, okay? Do you see how it has a big butt and it goes down into a perfect tip? The hair is perfect. The hair just slides, and it's manageable, okay? That is a good striping brush, okay? When I make a point with it, it's a perfect point. Now, I'm going to show you. Here's another striping brush. This one sucks. I don't know what the heck it is, and I only bought it because, where is it? It says stripper. So I had to buy it, but I'm trying to tell you, okay, these ones are really awful. The ones that have like skinny little brush butts, and they're just a few hairs here and there, and they're just, they don't move. They stay boingy, boing, boing, boing. You see how this one moves? It moves, and this one boings. This is not going to lay across the nail while you're working, and this one is, okay? So you're going to get a great line out of this one. All right? When your brushes get out of control, then you get a piece of soap. Now, I've had this soap forever and ever, hundreds of years, and I use this soap because it's special to me. But I take a water and I take my brush and I run it along. And then when it does, when it gets full of soap, then you take it and you mesh it the way you want it to do, the way you want it to dry in a perfect point, okay? And then you lay that out overnight and let it dry that way, and then it will reshape your brush. If your brush is really out of shape, really work it in there and get it really nice and tight with glue, I call this like glue. It's like glues it down into place, and then it kind of like hairsprays it into place and makes it into manageable again. And then the next day it'll be in place again. It's kind of like getting your hair set. As soon as it's set, it's curled for a while. So there you go. When it stops setting, that means that your brush is dead and you have to get a new one. So they'll set for a while. Natural hair brushes set way better than synthetic, but synthetic will set. Now I'm going to go in with paint.